Mountain News, first at 4, continues.
And we begin this half hour with some breaking news out of the nation's capital. With only hours to spare, Congress passed legislation that would avoid a partial federal government shutdown and keep the government funded through December 3rd. The bill now goes to President Joe Biden to be signed into law. The vote will help avert one crisis, but efforts to stave off a second crisis seem likely to continue for at least the next couple of weeks as Democrats and Republicans dig in on a dispute over how to raise the government's borrowing cap. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says that failure to raise the debt limit will lead to a financial crisis and economic recession. The city of Hyden kicks off the Mary Brackenridge Festival. It was canceled last year due to COVID. WYMT's Chas Jenkins is downtown with more on that.
I'm here at the Riverfront Park, where a portion of this year's Mary Brackenridge Festival is taking place. Featuring live music, a parade, a carnival, and food booths. City leaders are doing whatever they can to keep people safe during the event. Asking everyone to wear masks and to stay home if sick, Carol Joseph says the festival is all about honoring an important Leslie County individual whose contributions to the region are lasting far beyond her own lifetime.
Just about everybody here, was delivered by some of her midwives, especially the older people. And, a lot of them had their children were delivered. She saved a lot of lives, people that were injured in logging accidents. You name it, she saw it.
The festival will continue through October 2nd, and the carnival opens at 5 p.m. In Hyden, Chas Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Chas will have more at 5:30, including an interview with the owner of the festival's carnival rides and what they are doing to keep people safe during the event.
And a beautiful end of the week for a festival because we've got plenty of blue sky out there. Beautiful sunshine sticking with us. A few clouds, yes, but staying dry out there. That's really all that matters, isn't it? I-64 camera at Moorhead getting up into the upper 70s this afternoon. Again, some high clouds have been working in. Hasn't hurt those temperatures any at all. Downtown Whitesburg at this hour sitting at 81, a dew point of 58. So it feels pretty comfortable out there, even though we do have a couple of those high clouds working in. And take you to London Corbin Airport as well. They're sitting right now at 81 degrees, and we'll continue to see some of those high clouds working in. Most of us in the Cumberland Valley in those low 80s, upper 70s for places like Hazard and Jackson. Couple of degrees cooler thanks to the clouds in the Big Sandy. You see that area of cloud cover working through portions of Elliott, Johnson, even into Floyd County right now. We'll continue to see that push into Lawrence and Martin County over the next little bit. But again, shouldn't hurt those temperatures much at all. In fact, we're cooling off quick as we head later on into tonight. Clouds on the decrease, some fog late as we get down into the middle 50s. A couple more days of sunshine on the way before a pattern change tries to work in. I'll have the details on that coming up in just a bit. Steve?
Evan, thank you. On Monday, September 20th, Kentucky State Police responded to a call around 9 a.m. about a body that was found near an abandoned surface mining access road in Pike County. Sometime later, the body was identified as 74-year-old Hazard Miller of Feds Creek. Now the family is searching for answers and offering a reward for any information about the case. On Wednesday, KSP did confirm the investigation is still ongoing and foul play was believed to be involved in the death of Miller, which has left a community and family stunned.
We'll never rest until we find answers of who and why. That we really want to know the who and why. So anybody, absolutely anybody knows anything. Just if they think it's not important, it could be important. Just to come out and don't be afraid to say what they did see.
Trooper Michael Coleman says you can call KSP Post 9 with any information and all tips can remain anonymous. We'll have more from the family tonight at 6. This past year has been one of the driest on record for many parts of California and Nevada. The so-called water year, which tracks surface water supply, runs from October 1st to September 30th. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor, many areas saw 50% or less of their normal levels of precipitation. Drought conditions have also expanded from the west into the south, specifically Oklahoma and Texas. More than 73% of Oklahoma is currently in a drought. That's up from 40% last week. Tomorrow is the beginning of the fall forest fire hazard season in Kentucky, and 2/3 of all fires in the state are started by arson, with eastern Kentucky being usually the hot spot for most wildfire activity. It's important to make sure you are aware of your surroundings when or before burning debris, and if you see a fire that's burning uncontrollably nearby, call for help. Experts are reminding Kentuckians they play a major role in preventing fires.
If you start a fire, a burn pile, a brush pile, just stay with the fire. Make sure it is completely consumed and is extinguished before you walk away, because oftentimes we come to fires that were started because a citizen left their fire too early. It's the common Smokey Bear principles that we always try to pass along.
Now, if you see someone setting a fire, you can call 1-800-27-ARSON. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano is erupting for the first time since May. The volcano began spewing lava at Hawaii Volcanoes National Park Wednesday afternoon. Check out this cool time-lapse video of the eruption. Officials say people living nearby on Hawaii's Big Island are not currently in danger from the eruption. The volcanic activity is entirely within the boundaries of the park, but the eruption could last months. Geologists are now closely monitoring the volcano for any further escalation. President Biden's infrastructure agenda is on the line, with uncertainty over whether it will move forward this week on Capitol Hill. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi had set a Thursday deadline for a vote on the bill passed last month by the Senate, but some progressive Democrats are insisting more headway must first be made on a larger social spending bill. CBS's Natalie Brand has the latest on that from Capitol Hill.
A $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package remains in limbo as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tries to rally the votes.
We're on a path to win the vote. I don't want to even consider any options other than that. That's just the way it is, and that's our culture.
Speaker Pelosi said a Thursday vote, but disagreement among Democrats could bring it to a halt.
She knows that our members and a majority of our members are going to vote no on the infrastructure bill without the reconciliation bill.
Before they pass the physical infrastructure bill, progressives are pushing for an agreement on a much larger social spending bill, with Senator Bernie Sanders urging House Democrats to dig in their heels.
I want the infrastructure bill to pass. I voted for it. I want it to pass in the form of mail. But we've got to pass both of them.
But key moderates, including Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia, aren't yet on board, saying the current price tag of $3.5 trillion is too large.
And the things we can do, and I've always said this, put our children at the front end. Put our seniors at the back end. Basically, we have the start of life and the end, the dignity and respect, and basically give a good start on the front end. Those are priorities right now.
If there are things that they want to cut out, tell us what those things are, and let's come to the table as Democrats to pass the Democratic agenda, the president's agenda.
Senator Manchin confirmed Thursday that he's pushing for a bill significantly smaller than the president's vision, one with a price tag closer to $1.5 trillion. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The White House says the discussion and negotiations are ongoing and that compromise is inevitable. Vaping is still prevalent among American teenagers. The National Youth Tobacco Survey found more than 2 million teenagers say they use e-cigarettes. A quarter of them say they vape daily, and about 85% used flavored vapes like fruit, candy, mint, and menthol. The Food and Drug Administration and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention questioned middle and high school students for the survey. The agencies say these results cannot be compared to previous years because of the pandemic. A Virginia family is set to meet the stranger who saved their son's life. 7-year-old Zeke Pugh is now cancer-free thanks to a bone marrow donor. That person was anonymous until now. The Pugh family is meeting the donor in Minneapolis. The organization Be the Match set up the visit as part of their annual fundraising gala. The family is excited to be able to meet the person who changed their lives forever.
I feel like words aren't there to be able to express, obviously, the gratitude and appreciation to this person, but we'll just want to hug them and thank them and do the best we, as whatever we can to express appreciation.
Zeke was diagnosed with blood cancer in 2019. He had been in the hospital for 14 months before receiving the life-saving bone marrow transplant. Coming up on First at 4, YouTube starts a major crackdown on vaccine misinformation. What will and won't be banned online.
And you can keep the rain gear tucked away for now, but you will need it again before too long. I'll have those details coming up.